just wanted to make one final point before I end. As this is my last talk. I want to first thank my brothers for inviting me here and facilitating our visit here. It's on a heartfelt return to Toronto. And it's been close to 15 years. And this is from from my own shortcomings that I haven't been able to make it back up here. And wallahi, ikhwan, I think back to those early days. And when I used to come here with the brothers, and this is in the late 90s, early 2000s. Where's Ahmed? Ahmed left out. He remembers this. Ahmed remembers this. In those early days, he remembers this. Late 90s, early 2000s, ikhwan, la fikum. And I remember, ikhwan, that when we used to come up, the brothers were in a small office space. And there would be people, for example, in the States, when we would think of TROID, the website, and the daʿwah. The brothers imagined in their minds that it was some, expensive compound. The brothers were on a compound. And that's what the brothers had imagined because of the efforts. And of course, we praise the people in accordance with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other words, we don't praise people over what Allah has given them. But the shadow of the point is, that due to these efforts of our brothers, that from that very small office space, and I'm not exaggerating, I don't know how many of the brothers have seen who saw that office space. It was a very small, I couldn't even describe it. I think it would be like a corner of this room. That's about right. That's a good description of it. It's a very small space. But with that, ikhwan, alhamdulillah, with dedication, and with striving to be upon the methodology of the Salaf al-Salih, and striving to connect the people to the scholars of Islam. That was something that was very important to our brothers. Connecting the people to the scholars, connecting the Westerners to the scholars of Islam, introducing them to the scholars, and calling to the scholars and asking questions. When issues will come up, reaching out to the scholars, getting on the telephone. If one was able, traveling for Umrah or whatever it may be, to seek knowledge and to benefit from those scholars. So in those times, in those years, when we would come, and we would be in that very small space, and we would give our little lessons, and we'd be packed in there, small space, to be a number of us, but we were very happy. We were very pleased because we were with Ahl Sunnah. And it didn't matter to us, what others had from numbers and what others had from buildings and from facilities, because we had that call to daʿwah salafiyya. And we had that brotherhood that was based upon that call. And it was something, ikhwan, that wallahi had warmed the hearts. We would travel, we'd get on that road, and we would travel those many hours, and we would look forward to getting to that small little office, to be with our brothers, and to work with one another, mutual benefit and mutual cooperation amongst our brothers. And our brothers would strive, as we said, to connect the people to the scholars. And as some people, for example, we would say, our brothers, as we know in the West, we didn't have scholars. We didn't even have strong students of knowledge and the likes of that. So we strove to connect the people to the ulama. As we said, telelinks with the scholars. Inviting the students who were able to come to teach the lessons, or whatever it may be, to benefit the people. So these were the efforts. And as we know, ikhwan, that when one gives those efforts sincerely, if Allah wills, Allah will bless those efforts, and you will see the fruits of those efforts. So here I come today, 15 years later, back here in Toronto, and here I'm in a masjid with a nice space for the musalla, office space. Even got a space for the recordings. I like producing the recordings and sending out disseminating the daʿwah and the likes of the sisters area. Something in Quran, subhanAllah, 15, 16, 17, whatever years ago, I could not have fathomed, I could not have imagined. And wallahi, ikhwan, it touches my heart so much so. It melts my heart so much so to see this. To see what Allah has blessed this community with. On these blessings, ikhwan. And I am thankful. As I said, ikhwan, that I was able to be with my brothers here in the beginning. And to see the efforts that were put forward. And to see the fruits of this. To see the fruits of this, ikhwan, is truly heartwarming. And I thank our brothers for the invitation and for the good thought of their brother. Jazakumullah.